All right. Headphones are on. Microphone's working.
Test.
Test 1, 2.
Test.
Clear your throat.
Okay, my
Nice.
throat is cleared.
Okay. Are we feeling good?
I think so.
Okay.
How are you feeling? You got your drink?
You're going to have to make sentences where you open your mouth when you're talking.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's not it.
And go.
Ready for the intro?
Oh, are you ready?
You're already
Are
rolling.
you recording?
Yeah, I'm recording.
Okay.
So I do the intro?
Yes.
You're running that board,
Oh,
dude.
so I do the intro.
You're doing everything. I say the words. All right. Welcome to My Dad's Movie Podcast. I'm Mick Johnson. I'm the dad. And with me tonight, or actually today, I don't have Tabor with me, who's usually on with me. He is out doing other stuff. But I do have two of my other sons, Nicholas Johnson.
Hi.
And Alec Johnson.
Hello.
They are in from school for the summer. Nicholas goes to BYU Hawaii, and Alec goes to BYU Provo. So you guys say a little bit about what you're doing over there. So Alec, what are you doing down in Provo?
I'm going to film school, making short films, student films.
Right on.
That's about it. I don't do much other than that.
How much longer do you have?
Got 2 years.
Ooh, holy mackerel. And Nicholas, what's going on in Hawaii?
So I go to school at BYU Hawaii. I'm studying music there, and I have 2 semesters left, and then I'll graduate.
Nice.
I've also worked on some short films and such with Alec and Tabor and stuff like that for like Rat's Nest Productions. Acted in musicals and plays, and
Yeah, your last one, Aida.
Yeah, Aida.
That was pretty
Long
cool.
time fan of the Bob and Tom show.
Bob and Tom.
Long
We're
time
plugging
listener.
for Bob and Tom right now.
Long time listener,
Orange
first time
barrels.
caller.
Yeah,
You've done this bit before.
Yeah.
You guys have actually been involved in a lot of short films, not just with Rat's Nest, but I think you've been involved with Cody Newton in some of his
Yes.
stuff. And
Cody Newton mentioned.
Yeah, Cody Newton's in here.
Is this the callback episode already?
I got a call back.
So today we are talking about one of Nicholas's favorite directors, Christopher Nolan. And he's already going crazy.
Not just one of your favorites.
Your
favorite.
He is the favorite.
My
Okay.
favorite director ever, Sir Christopher Edward Nolan.
Well, he's got a lot of really good movies. I was looking at his list, and it's just he has so many good movies that he's put out.
He's done a thing or two.
Yeah.
He's made a movie.
So we're going to talk about The Prestige and Memento today.
Mm-hmm.
And then Christopher Nolan will probably be a multiple part. We're going to come back and talk about him again because there's just too many good shows that he's put together. So
Definitely.
what do we know about Christopher Nolan? Nicholas, what makes him your favorite? Why?
So I think, I don't know, just like you were saying, he has so many good movies. I've watched all of his movies. So there's some directors that I've seen like a lot of their movies. I think there's maybe one director that I've seen all of their movies, and that's Christopher Nolan. And just from the first Christopher Nolan movie that I've watched to the last Christopher Nolan movie that I've watched, every Christopher Nolan movie is good. Like,
Yeah.
I think he has some that are maybe a little overrated, maybe a little overhated, but then he has some that are like really underrated. And
Yeah.
I think definitely the two that we're talking about today, Memento and The Prestige, are his most underrated movies.
Well, I've noticed that with his movies, they seem really solid in the story.
Mm-hmm.
They're just really good stories. So,
Yeah. And I think the main reason for that is because he went to school, he got his bachelor's in like English literature. And so he his dad had like pushed him to get something outside of film school, because he was already making like short films and
Yes.
stuff. And so then his dad was like, you already are kind of like doing that, do a degree in something else. And I think English literature really helped Christopher Nolan, because he writes or co-writes pretty much every single one of his movies. And so the stories are so solid because he knows what makes a good story, and he
Right.
knows how to turn his ideas into good stories.
Well, and he seems to be really good at character development in the story. You know, all of his characters are really good. They're usually always really complex, but you're not lost in the character. You know, they're really relatable. So
even Batman.
Even Batman.
Batman is relatable.
I love Batman.
I don't remember who said it. I saw like an interview, and they were talking about Christopher Nolan. It might have been like J.J. Abrams or something. I can't remember. But like they were just saying Christopher Nolan has like a unique talent of making the unrelatable relatable.
Yeah.
Because who the heck is going inside someone else's dream, and a dream inside a dream inside a dream, and nobody's doing that in real life. Nobody
planting ideas in their
Yeah.
heads.
Well, people do that,
Yeah.
but
I
nobody.
think that's just called gaslighting.
Yeah, don't gaslight me. Nobody is freaking Batman going and fighting. I mean, maybe there's vigilantes out there, but like he takes these larger than life ideas and stories, and through his characters makes them relatable to us.
Right. Because it's not just a Batman character, it's a person.
Yeah.
That there's more story to them than just the Batman.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so you were right. Sir Christopher Edward Nolan, he's been knighted.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
I think his wife is a dame as well.
She is. I don't know, does that happen simply because they're married? I wonder.
I don't know. That's a
don't know.
good question.
I'm not British, so
Yeah.
whatever. He was born
I'm Scottish.
yeah, he was born July 30th, 1970 in Westminster, London. And I think he has dual citizenship, America and Britain.
That way he can duck out if he needs to.
That's right. That'd be, well, I'm not going to get into that right now. That's a different podcast.
My dad's
Welcome to my dad's politics.
yeah.
Right. You probably don't want me to go there. So, yeah, talking about his parents, his mother, Christina Jensen, she was an American, or she was a flight attendant who worked for American Airlines, I think is what it was. And is Nicholas already losing it? And his father, Brendan James Nolan, was a British advertising executive.
Wow. I guess that's why he doesn't have to go to film school when you got a dad who's an advertising executive.
Yeah. Probably how he got his start.
These are good setups, for life. And spouse Emma Thompson.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's correct.
So
And she is like, I think they met in college or something. I can't remember. When they got married, she's been like an executive producer on like every single one of his movies.
right. Yeah, she's involved in everything he does.
Yeah. As a spouse should be.
So let's talk about his directing style. Every director, when we like them, they seem to have a certain style about them. And so what do we see from Christopher Nolan? I had read mathematical and geometric mindset, meticulously plans his narratives, strong emphasis on practical effects. I read that he does a lot of handheld camera work. He likes real locations over studios.
Yep.
And
Practical effects over CGI.
yeah, pushing boundaries, playing with time and memory. I think we saw that in Memento quite a bit.
Let me tell you, I still don't know what happened in Memento. We'll
Yeah.
get to that later.
Memento takes a few watches. Yeah.
I'm not even sure a few watches would do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Big for Christopher Nolan is nonlinear storytelling, which like you could argue that a lot of people do that, like Quentin Tarantino and stuff like that. But I think what makes Christopher Nolan's nonlinear storytelling stand apart is kind of going back to being like character driven and cerebral and very like intellectual and like thought provoking in the nonlinear storytelling, whereas Tarantino's might be more just for like effect, kind of like just like, oh.
I mean, I find that with a lot of usually one-off directors where you see a movie by them and you haven't really heard of them before, stuff like that, where it kind of is more of a gimmick. Where you watch and you're like, oh, that's cool, they did some weird experimental thing, but they don't really have the story to back it up. And you could take any Christopher Nolan movie and remove the experimental aspect of it, and it would still be a good story, and it's a standalone thing.
Yeah, I think his stories and his characters are well grounded, well thought out, and it's just the nonlinear storytelling that maybe just fits with Nolan's mind. Like, maybe
it's a vehicle for a story.
Yeah.
You're getting a little far away from your mic. Not that close.
So, something I want to say.
All right, we're not doing
Don't
that.
do that one. So, Alec, going to film school, your kind of emphasis is in sound.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of curious when you watch these movies, like when we watched Memento and stuff, do you notice anything interesting or unique about the way he uses sound or music or anything like that?
Modern Christopher Nolan movies, people complain about the sound because they're kind of known for being hard to hear what people are saying.
You know why that is, right?
The music kind of overpowers what they're saying and stuff like that. I mean, I knew why he did that in Tenet, especially during like the explanation of the heist or whatever. Because,
but it kind of also happens in like Oppenheimer too.
Yeah, it happens in Oppenheimer. It happens in Interstellar.
I think I remember hearing or reading or seeing an interview, whatever, that Christopher Nolan, not only is he like huge on like practical effects and stuff like that, but he also doesn't like to do ADR. And IMAX cameras are super loud, and so the take that he's getting on set, like that's what he gets. And so then in post, you're having to remove the sound of IMAX cameras,
which I don't
save.
Get that. It's like the equivalent of Quentin Tarantino not wanting to shoot on digital, like to preserve,
because it's fun.
to preserve, I don't know, like the magic of 35 millimeter or whatever. I feel like preserving the
integrity.
Yeah, the integrity of your sound by not recording ADR and stuff like that. I mean, you want people to be able to understand what's going on and enjoy it. And I feel like not getting ADR is, I don't know, kind of
silly.
It's hindering that, you know?
Yeah.
If people can't understand what's going on, then your integrity doesn't matter.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's like 100% true that he doesn't do ADR at all, but I know that, yeah, like you're saying, modern day Nolan films, it is a complaint that it's hard to hear what people are saying. I feel like that's a complaint for like most movies, though. Like, I don't know if that's the editor or the director or what the deal is, but I feel like
most dialogue understandable.
Yeah, I feel like most movies nowadays, there's too much emphasis on sound effects and music, and it overpowers the dialogue, and the dialogue is supposed to be what drives the film, and everything else is the icing on the cake.
Okay.
Do you know what ADR is?
That was going to be my next question. What's ADR?
ADR stands for Automated Dialogue Replacement, and that is when, after you are done filming, any dialogue that either the director just isn't happy with or it isn't usable because of sound that covered it on set, you go in and the actor re-records it
in a studio, and then they use different effects and stuff to match it to how it sounded on set so that you can get something that's usable.
Okay.
But going back to not modern Christopher Nolan, younger Christopher Nolan, his earlier movies, what do you think about the sound design on those? Like Memento we just watched.
I don't know. Nothing really stands out that I can think of. it's clean. It sounds good, but there's nothing that I can think of that like sets it apart, you know?
I think one thing I can think of that maybe sets it apart, like sound-wise, is sound was a big thing for Leonard getting snapped out of his current frame of focus. So like
when the car door closed.
Yeah, when Carrie Moss closes the car door and he's trying to find a pen, boom, his attention shifts to that. He's lost attention on what he was doing. Now he's forgot and he's in a new memory now.
Right.
So I think that is one thing sound-wise that maybe like lent to the story is like doors slamming or sounds being made that would make Leonard lose his focus and start a new memory kind of thing.
It was hard for me to focus on the sound when I was trying to focus on understanding what was going on.
Yes. So I read that he refuses to use a second unit in his movies.
Yes, he wants to be hands-on in everything that is done. Why send someone else to do it when you can do it yourself and do it exactly how you want it?
Never send a monkey to do a man's job.
Yeah.
So you had said that he was young when he kind of got started.
Yeah.
Let me guess. Someone gifted him an 8mm camera and...
That's a good question. I don't know exactly
It
how
wasn't
he
gifted,
started.
but I've got at the age of 7, he started borrowing his father's Super 8 camera.
Yeah.
That's how it always starts.
Yeah. Super 8 or 8 is always involved in the beginning.
Yeah.
Edgar Wright, Quentin Tarantino, they all just picked up a 8mm Super 8 camera and started filming everything.
Well, because they all started around the same time, too.
Yeah.
Like
That's true.
Quentin Tarantino
a little sooner.
a little older than
Yeah, a little
the others.
sooner.
It's said that he would take the camera and he would create short films with his action figures.
Yep.
So like still motion or something. I don't know.
Even like
Or just
stop
his hands.
motion.
Right.
Yeah, even like one of his shorts is very not like childish, but it's like it's called Doodlebug, and it's like he's trying to like smash a bug that's like a miniature version of himself or something like that. But like it's just like very like doesn't seem like something. It seems like Christopher Nolan in the fact that the miniature thing that he's trying to smash is himself, which is like weird, but
So a lot of weird mind stuff going on.
yeah, like I don't know, like his mind is just like he thinks differently than the rest of us, because there's stuff like Alec talking about trying to keep track of Memento and stuff, but even stuff like Inception and Tenet, like to be able to write these stories that are nonlinear and very like intellectual and like cerebral and like mind bending and stuff, and to be able to keep your story straight. And Alex said last night, like not having plot holes, like pretty much every question is answered when you're
Right.
watching these. And it's like to be able to do that, you have to be like pretty smart, I would assume.
In Memento, I'm assuming every question was answered, but I don't know yet.
You
Yeah,
don't even know
I
what
wouldn't
questions to ask is the thing.
Right.
And
I would
so-
have to go through and break down the entire movie. I would have to organize it linearly and watch it from beginning to end and then analyze everything to figure that out.
So he had said that his favorite movie is the 1982 Blade Runner.
Yes.
After I read that, I started thinking about the movies that he makes, and I thought, gosh, there seems to be a lot of Blade Runner-ish type stuff in a lot of his movies.
Yeah, very big, almost futuristic,
Right.
like Inception, I would say. Inception and Tenet probably like feel kind of Blade Runner-ish.
All right. Anything else about Christopher Nolan as the director? Or do we want to jump on to Memento? I think we'll do Prestige last. Let's talk about Memento for a minute.
I guess like one more thing with Christopher Nolan is just like reoccurring themes throughout his movies. Time being the biggest one. There's
Yeah.
always something to do with time.
Time or
Even-
time manipulation.
Yeah, even in like Dunkirk, we're watching the story from 1 day, 1 week, 1 hour. Like you're catching the story at all these different timelines.
Haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, it's okay.
You don't need to see it.
No?
It's all
It's
right.
okay. Sorry if you're listening to this, Christopher Nolan, but it's okay. But anywho, I think another theme that carries throughout a lot of his movies is obsession and identity. And I think those, especially in Memento, we'll see, is a pretty big theme.
And that probably goes back to that character development type thing, is where that's gonna play in. Yeah. So, Memento. I don't even know where to start, to be quite honest with you. We sat down and watched it last night.
Let's start from the end.
And I honestly don't know if I fell asleep and that's why I didn't understand it, or I watched it and didn't understand it.
And convince yourself you fell
maybe
asleep.
I thought I fell asleep.
Even if you didn't fall asleep, it's a hard one to follow.
So I know I didn't fall asleep, but yeah, man, it starts at the end, and even the beginning, which is the end, was so confusing.
Yeah, and the end at the beginning is the only part of the movie that technically plays literally backwards, but then the movie runs in like reverse chronology of moving backwards. From the start is the end, moving towards the middle.
Right.
And the end is the start, moving towards the middle. And the end of the movie is the middle.
You don't even know how to describe
It's
it.
so freaking weird.
So are we going to start from the beginning, the end, or the middle?
Yeah, just start wherever you want. I don't think it makes any difference.
I think the reason why Christopher Nolan did that, though, is not just a gimmick.
Well, yeah, I know.
No. But like you said, I think some directors do that. I think it really plays into the story because Leonard has the anterograde amnesia.
Which is a real thing.
Which is a real thing.
Yeah.
And he can barely keep track of what's going on.
Oh, yeah. He has no idea.
So we're made to feel the same way in the story, moving forward, backwards, all at the same time. We're made to be put in his shoes.
I see. So we're supposed to be confused.
Yes.
Because that's what's going on.
Because Leonard is confused the entire time.
But also, the actual end.
The middle.
Yes, the middle, which is the actual end, does act as an end in that it still reveals something that you didn't know because he forgot about it.
Correct.
So that's one of the things that I really liked about the show was, even though it was confusing, every time they would kind of go back and replay, it wasn't replayed exactly the same way like I saw it before. They would reveal a little bit more, or you'd get a little more understanding about why it took place.
Yeah.
You know? And so I thought it was kind of cool how just little bits just kept getting revealed.
Yeah. Well, like, and it never actually fully replayed a scene. It was like, let's say, the end, or...
It's impossible to talk about this movie.
I hate this. The beginning, which is the end.
Yes.
Okay? And now we're moving towards the middle, which is the end.
Yes.
Okay, so every time we see a scene moving backwards, we move back a little more and then play to that scene.
Right.
So, like, spoiler alert, we see Lenny shoot Teddy in the head.
Now, just for reference, Lenny is played by Guy Pearce.
Yes.
And Teddy is Joe Pantoliano.
Yes.
Pantoliano.
Pantoliano.
Who also was Cypher.
Correct. And Carrie Ann Moss was in The Matrix too. She was Trinity.
Played Trinity, yeah.
I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't. I just learned that just now.
Are you serious?
No.
Okay.
He was mentioning it
I kept saying it all
last night.
I know. I'm wondering if Dad has amnesia. But
I wonder if he has short-term memory.
What are we doing right now?
All right. Looking for a pen. So when he shoots Teddy and the scene ends there, then when we see... Okay, here's how I'm going to differentiate the same way Nolan does. Black and white scenes is moving forward. Color scenes is moving backwards.
That's real? There were black and white scenes?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't pay close enough attention.
Really?
I didn't realize.
Anytime it's from playing from the beginning, and he's like in his apartment on the phone and
shaving
his
and
leg.
all that.
It's always black and white.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was in black.
I wonder
and,
if my brain just assumed it was color, so I just filled it in.
Oh wow, that's weird.
Filtered
You
it
might need
out.
to watch it again. Yeah, black and white was always moving forward, and color was always moving backwards. Even though the scenes were still playing forward, we were moving backwards. And then when we finally met in the middle, we were in a black and white scene, and then the color faded in because it was like we finally met in the middle.
Good grief.
Yeah.
Some of these people that come up with this stuff, talk about friggin' smart.
I know, this movie's bonkers.
I mean,
But anywho, after he shoots Teddy, we see the end of that scene, and then we go and see a black and white scene moving forward. When we come back again to another color scene, we've moved back a little bit, and we're playing up into the point that we got to before. So we're always kind of playing back to the point we got before when we're moving backwards.
We've watched other shows and sitcoms and stuff where they run the episode backwards. We see the
Malcolm in the Middle.
we see the ending, and then a half hour earlier, and then a day earlier, and then a week earlier. You see, but yeah, this was really different. The literal end of what happens is, in the end, he shoots the guy in the head.
Teddy, yeah.
Yeah. So.
And then he takes a picture, and that's where we start, is him shaking out that picture. And that's where it ends for us, but we can only assume that he believes that's the John G. he was meant to kill.
Right.
Maybe he writes on the picture. Yeah.
So then finding out.
Or maybe he burns it like he did with the others, and he
keeps
starts
finding
over and
another
keeps
John
finding
G.
new John Gs.
So that's basically the question I was going to ask, is how long has this been going on?
Well,
because all the people that he comes in contact with, like the guy in the, what's his name?
Teddy?
Mark Boone Jr.
The front desk.
The front desk guy at the hotel.
I forgot that character's name.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
But everybody, he doesn't remember talking to them, but clearly these people all remember talking to him, and it's multiple times, it seems like.
Yeah.
You're telling me this story. You've told it to me a lot.
Yeah.
So it's not the first time
Remember
I've
Sammy
met you.
Jenkins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's a point where Teddy is saying, you're already
sticking around too long.
Yeah, you already killed the guy that did this to your wife
a year ago.
I've been trying to help you just get through it, and we just keep doing it and keep doing it. And so then I'm thinking, how long has this been going on, and how many times has he killed somebody? And
yeah, I don't think we get a exact answer on how many times he's killed someone, but we know it's been going on for at least a year, because Teddy says, I was the person assigned to your case. I wanted to get revenge with you. We found the guy. We killed him a year ago, and it wasn't good enough for you. And we've been killing John G's ever since, I think. But
yeah.
But also the one with Jimmy that Teddy wanted to kill, I think, I don't know that Teddy is exactly a clean cop. He seems like a dirty cop.
Yeah, no. I don't think he's necessarily the good guy cop.
Which is weird, because he says to him, the person you've been talking to on the phone, he's a dirty cop. He's the one he's been talking to on the phone. He knows he's talking about himself.
And that's why Guy Pearce doesn't like talking to people on the phone, because he can't look him in the eye and know exactly who he's talking to. He doesn't know he's been talking to Teddy this entire time.
Right.
And then every time Carrie Ann Moss mentions Teddy, like when I was first watching it, I was like, well, why doesn't he be like, oh, I know a Teddy. It's this guy. Because he doesn't, every time he stops talking to Teddy,
he forgets
he no longer exists.
Right.
Yeah, because he only met Teddy when Teddy was assigned to the case, and he cannot form new memories since the incident.
Right. So there's a lot of questions here.
Yeah.
My assessment of this is that, so the wife survived the attack.
Yes.
That he thought she died.
According to Teddy.
According to Teddy.
That's
right.
true. Don't believe his lies.
That's true.
Well, he said don't believe his lies after he was told that by him.
But there was something I noticed. He keeps talking about the other guy, Jenkins.
Sammy Jenkins.
Jenkins, yeah. That he's giving insulin to his wife.
Yeah.
He's doing the shot. And they're they're very adamant in the movie about showing how he draws up that, and then he's tapping the syringe and he's pushing out the air and preparing it, which is what you're supposed to do. You don't want to inject air into people. When Guy Pearce, or Leonard, was going to tattoo himself, he took the needle and he hooked it onto the pen, and he was treating it like it was a syringe. He was I think he was even tapping it a little bit.
He dips it into the ink, and then he taps it a little, and then he goes
Right.
to tattoo himself.
So then you're thinking, because I think they talked about that he actually killed his wife. Another spoiler alert. Sorry. You might want to shut this off if you don't want to hear about Memento.
If you have not seen Memento and you're this far into the podcast, skip 20 minutes ahead if you're here for the Prestige.
Yeah. Anyways, they talk about that the wife survived and that he actually was injecting her with insulin, and that he killed her by giving her too much insulin.
Yes.
Kind of the story that we got about Sammy Jenkins is the story
of Leonard.
Right.
Yeah.
This was actually him that this happened to. But, you know, that's just, I didn't know if that was, but then you're watching him treat this needle like it's a syringe, and I'm thinking, I wonder what that means.
Yeah. Which the one thought that I had about that is he can't form new memories, but he remembers everything
Before the incident.
Yeah, before the incident. Like, he remembers the book that she would always reread and all that stuff. So I feel like he would remember that she had diabetes and that he would give her those shots.
That's true, because he says, my wife didn't have diabetes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Which, like, I understand if it wasn't diagnosed until, like, after. He remembers, you know, the pinching her leg, and then
only remembers it as being insulin after Teddy suggests so.
Yeah. So I feel like, you know, it's the top in Inception.
Yeah. You're not sure.
Yeah, you're not sure.
Because he's not sure.
But just like how he's wearing the wedding ring in Inception, I feel like that's the thing that kind of tells you that maybe Teddy is lying, and he might actually be the real John G. Is that he doesn't remember the insulin at all, but he remembers all the other details about his wife.
But where did he get the insulin then? So Sammy Jenkins is either a real story or not. It's either Leonard's story, because... And so that's the thing.
Well, Sammy Jenkins is a real story. We don't know if his wife is real.
Yeah, because Teddy says he didn't have a wife, and he says that Sammy Jenkins was faking it. So I guess it's left to our interpretation whether we're going to believe Leonard or we're going to believe Teddy.
Oh, I see. Which story are you going to believe? Because there's a lot of uncertainty through the whole thing.
But I could get behind Teddy being a lying piece of crap, because it seemed like everybody was using Leonard.
Yeah.
Because Leonard even says at one point, he's like, people want to use someone who has this condition. He was like, for some reason, people use people that have this condition. And then you find out the guy at the front desk is charging him for 2 rooms. Carrie Ann Moss uses him to take care of Dodd. Yeah. Right. So like, he's being used by everybody he knows.
Right.
But yeah, I think, so we see a lot of Christopher Nolan in this movie, from the nonlinear timeline, but then also the theme of obsession and identity. Is like, one, Leonard doesn't know his own identity. Like, and he says this multiple times. He's like, I know who I am. I'm Leonard. I'm from, what did he say, San Francisco or something? Can't remember what he said. And Teddy's like, no, that's who you were. You don't know who you are now. You don't know who you've become.
Yeah.
And then Leonard's obsession with getting revenge for his wife, and that obsession just being redone over and over and over again. And we don't even know if it was done over and over and over again. Maybe they killed one John G, and then they killed Jimmy. Maybe Jimmy was the second one.
Or maybe they never killed the first John G. They only ever killed Jimmy, and he's just trying to convince him.
Well, what was that picture of him then after he did it? Remember, there's a photo.
Well, that's a picture of him. We don't see a picture of the first John G. If Teddy's been with him this whole time, that could just be any picture of him.
Yeah, but he's pointing at the spot that he says is reserved for when he catches the guy who killed his wife. He's pointing at that spot in that Polaroid picture. And so I feel like there's some truth to what Teddy is saying. Maybe it's not 100% true, but I feel like there is some truth.
Or maybe he did kill someone, but it wasn't the real John G. because he used him to kill Jimmy.
Mm-hmm. True. It could be that
if he's
Teddy
if he's
is
a
the
dirty
real John
cop
G.
and he's like,
Why did Teddy want Jimmy killed?
He's a dirty cop with drugs and stuff, I
Yeah.
think, because Jimmy brought a lot of money to give to Teddy. And he already knew Leonard too, so it was like
because he was supposed to be he said he was an undercover cop investigating that Jimmy's case, right?
Yeah.
And so he had to pretend to be someone who was buying drugs from him or giving him drugs or something like that. But it could just be that he's just a dirty cop who's
needed Jimmy dead.
Yeah, and because he was...
Maybe Jimmy knew too much, or Jimmy could...
Or he just wanted the drugs and the money, and so he just had someone else...
So we don't know exactly why.
Because Jimmy left the money in the back of his
car.
Jag.
Yeah. And then you remember when Leonard leaves right after killing Jimmy, after telling Teddy off, he leaves and gets a tattoo, and then he sees his note, don't believe his lies, and then he leaves the tattoo parlor and finds the coaster to go meet with Carrie Ann Moss, and Carrie Ann Moss thinks it's Jimmy because she recognizes the jag and the suit, but she doesn't know who Leonard is at that point, and he doesn't know who she is, of course, but she knew.
Which is weird because she said that Jimmy was her boyfriend.
She knew that Jimmy went to meet with Teddy.
Yeah.
And that Jimmy had talked about Leonard, but she hadn't met Leonard yet, I don't think.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Interesting stuff. Yeah. Crazy movie.
So my theory is that Teddy is John G, and that he knew that he could use the... I mean, he is a John G, but I think he's the one who killed his wife. And he knew that he could use Leonard's case to get him to do things for him, but also that he wouldn't have to hide because he's not going to remember him anyways.
Oh, yeah.
So he used him to kill someone and say that it was the one who killed his wife, and then he got him to kill Jimmy and say that the same thing.
That tattoo parlor you just mentioned, that was named after Nolan's wife.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which was kind of funny. Teddy randomly pops up in different spots, just kind of out of nowhere for no reason type of thing, or that we think there's no reason. I guess him popping up in different places, I read that that was Joe Pantoliano's idea, to just appear places, like in the car, I think. When Lenny gets in the car and he's just in there, that was his idea to do those things.
Because how does he know where he is unless he told him where he was and then forgot, or he's being tracked by him?
Following him, yeah.
One of the scenes, we don't know why he shows up, and then later in a scene, we see that Leonard called him.
Yeah, when he...
And said, show up.
When he beat Dodd.
Oh, I know what I want to do. I like to find out who else was supposed to play parts in movies. So I read Brad Pitt was interested in playing Leonard, but then had to pass because of other commitments. So
what was going on in 2000 or 1999, I guess, when they were filming?
Maybe filming like Troy at the same time.
Yeah, it didn't say what the commitment was, but I thought that was kind of interesting. Brad Pitt. Alec Baldwin was considered to play Leonard. Charlie Sheen was considered to play Leonard.
That would be weird.
I cannot imagine Charlie Sheen. I don't know. And Aaron Eckhart.
Oh, that one might have worked. I feel like he and Guy Pearce are similar enough.
Yeah, Aaron Eckhart's pretty good.
Well, I think at the time, Aaron Eckhart and Guy Pearce, they weren't huge yet at this point, were they? Yeah, so these other people, Alec Baldwin, Charlie Sheen, Brad Pitt, they were Hollywood people. They were known. So, yeah, he picked a person that wasn't quite as well known, but was a good actor.
Yeah, I think he fit the part. I don't think someone like Charlie Sheen could have played that very, I don't know, he's like very straight man.
Right.
Nothing really affects him, I guess.
Right.
Charlie Sheen would get too excited about things.
One person that I read who turned down the role to play Teddy was Dennis Leary. And I thought, I could see Dennis Leary. I think he probably would have done a pretty good job.
He's no Joe Pantoliano.
He's not, but the Joe
Dennis Leary would
Pantoliano.
have gone, my tots! Goes Pop-Tarts.
My Miata!
So we're not the only people that are confused by this movie.
No.
So I had read about cinematographers. Okay. Mark, and maybe you guys, I didn't know these people. Mark Vargo as a cinematographer. Peter Deming.
That sounds familiar.
So Peter Deming did some of the Scream movies. Scream 3. He was unavailable, but I think Nolan wanted him. Mark Vargo was wanted, but he read the script and he didn't get it and said, I'm not interested. So he turned it down because he didn't understand it. And then Wally Pfister, he got the job, but later admitted to Vargo, who turned it down because he didn't understand it. He admitted that he also did not understand it, but he took the job.
Yeah, it's confusing. I don't know. I wonder if even Christopher Nolan understands it. I mean, his brother wrote the short story, and Christopher Nolan probably read it and was like, oh, this is a good idea. I don't know what the heck it means, but we're going to do it.
Right. I'm going to write this story. Take the red pill or take the blue pill. Let's see what kind of story we get.
Yeah, it's a crazy movie. I think it is definitely one of Christopher Nolan's most underrated ones, though, because it's so...
Well, until you brought it up, I'd never even heard of it.
Yeah. And there's probably a lot of people who haven't heard of it, honestly. Like, there's so many people, even, like, film people that I talk to, like, at my school, like, people who are part of, like, the media production crew,
right.
Film stuff, or, like, even, I don't know if Cody Newton has seen it. Cody Newton mentioned again. But, like, there's so many people...
Said that just to mention Cody Newton.
There's so many people who...
I don't know if Edgar Wright. Seen it? Edgar Wright mentioned.
Did you know that Cody Newton played Trinity?
There's no way. Cody Newton is Leonard. We just forgot. Remember Sammy Jenkins?
We forgot that he's Leonard. Do we all have short-term memory loss?
Anywho, it's a brilliant movie.
That's a great movie idea. Everyone else has short-term memory loss except for the main character, and he has to keep reintroducing himself to everyone because they forget him.
How are we doing on time?
We are 52 minutes in.
Oh, wow. We're doing really good.
I say...
So let's tackle
we need to get
the
a
other
first
one.
AD in here to keep us on schedule.
Let's get Prestige. Let's hit Prestige.
All right, you guys take care of that one. I'm going to go
eat
some food or something.
You know this one.
The Prestige.
I haven't seen it since I was like 10. When did that movie come out?
2006.
Okay, so... Came out when I was 5.
I was 8.
Memento came out when I was -1.
Came out in 2002.
Came out in 2000.
Memento's 2000.
What? Oh, I could have sworn.
On
that was
Amazon,
2000.
it says 2001 for some reason, but it came out in 2000.
Weird.
So The Prestige, Christian Bale, Hugh Jackman, Scarlett Johansson, Michael Caine, David Bowie, Andy Serkis.
You know who Andy Serkis is? Call him.
Yes.
Call him.
Yeah. His name is Ali, but you're right.
He's also the monkey.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, Caesar.
Caesar Flickerman.
So what do we know about The Prestige? It's set in London, 1800s, and it's about magicians who are competing against each other. That would be a tough time, to be a magician because...
Does Hugh Jackman play an American in that?
Yes.
An Australian playing an American in a British movie. What is going on?
So it's your favorite movie of all time.
Yes.
Give us something.
No.
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 Yes. So The Prestige is my favorite. They're my favorite.
All right, buddy, get on with it.
It is, I think, definitely Christopher Nolan's most underrated movie. I personally think it's his best. I think the acting is phenomenal. The story is phenomenal. The cinematography is great. And the nonlinear storytelling is done in a way that is not so freaking bonkers like Memento.
Right.
But it's done in a way that you're watching the past. You're watching like two past timelines. It's kind of like a dual timeline where you're watching Angier's past, but you're also watching Borden's past. And then you're watching a present as well.
So Alfred Borden, played by Christian Bale, and Robert Angier,
played
by Hugh Jackman. Right.
Uh-huh.
So those two, they're the main characters,
Yeah.
and they are the magicians who are basically competing against each other.
Yes.
Who is the good guy and who is the bad guy?
No one is good. No one is bad. They are, in the end, they're all pretty terrible people, especially those two.
Well,
because
so through the movie, I'm thinking Hugh Jackman's the good guy and Christian Bale's the bad guy, right? That's what I'm thinking. But then at the end of the movie, you're right. It's like there's a reversal. Now I see why Christian Bale was doing what he was doing. And
also you
Hugh
see all
Jackman-
those dead clones in Hugh Jackman.
all those dead Hugh Jackman clones. Honestly, I don't even think there's a reversal. I think neither of them are good guys
I think
by
they were,
the end.
They were both good at the beginning.
I mean, yeah, in the beginning, maybe they're both good guys, but their obsession with becoming the best.
I'll do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Right.
And
It's
but,
like Whiplash.
But the thing is, Borden is already obsessed before we've even started our viewing of this movie, because he's already living a dual life. When he watches, and how long have they been doing that? Like, how
That's
long
true.
has he had this planned to be the greatest musician? Magician.
How long has his twin brother been pretending
Fallon.
to be someone else?
And how long have they been switching?
Yeah.
Like, because...
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Because...
This is how the magic happens.
Yes. Well, right from the beginning, they go and they watch that Chinese man do his magic trick, and Borden says, "This is the magic, complete and utter sacrifice for your art."
Yeah.
And that's the first hint that Nolan gives us that this is what Borden is doing with his entire life, complete and utter sacrifice for his art.
Well, you remember
Spoiler alert.
one of the magic tricks, Christian Bale or Borden gets his finger shot
Yeah,
off.
the bullet catch trick.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman shoots his fingers off.
Yeah. Bad guy.
Bad guy right there.
Don't realize it right away, but bad guy. Yeah.
And the only reason why he does that is because Borden cannot tell him what knot he tied that killed his wife in the escape from the water tank trick.
Yeah, that's right.
And he can't tell him because he wasn't the
He
one who
didn't do
tied
it.
it. Yeah.
Right. He didn't tie it.
Anytime Hugh Jackman asks Borden, what knot did you tie? Coincidentally, he's asking the Borden who did not tie the knot.
Why doesn't he
Maybe
just
he should
ask
go ask
Fallon?
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why doesn't
Hey,
Borden
by the
just
way,
be
I
like,
keep getting asked this question.
yeah. This guy keeps asking me what knot I tied, and I didn't tie
I don't know
it.
who the heck this guy is. I don't know, man.
There's a plot hole right there.
Because, no, not a plot hole. Because, maybe. But,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
hold on. Here's the thing.
Your perfect movie's not so
Here's
perfect
the
after
thing.
all.
If he asked Borden, the first time he asks Borden what knot he tied is at the funeral. And the minute he asks that Borden, he says, I do not know, because he does not know. He cannot then go ask Fallon.
I just remember.
He cannot then go ask Fallon and then come back and be like, guess what? This is the knot I tied.
Well, then I guess he should have used a better choice of words than I don't know. He should have been like,
I don't remember.
I'm mourning right now. Can you?
I don't know. What you
I'll
think
tell.
I've
I'll
done?
tell you later.
I don't know. What were we talking about, though? So, yeah, loses his 2 fingers. Spoiler alert.
So the sacrifice part, the twin brother has to then cut his fingers off
Yeah.
to be the same.
Yep.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Dedication, sacrifice. And at the very end of the movie, you have Angier saying, he's sitting there dying, and he's like, you think I don't know sacrifice? Look around. Look around. And Borden's like, I don't care. And like, he tells him, like, you didn't know. Choose sacrifice. Like, you were killing.
Yeah, he was sacrificing
You were
others.
You were sacrificing yourself, but you kept living on as the clone. So even though you had the knowledge that you had died, you personally had not died. And we, my brother, did die and hung for your murder. That didn't even happen.
That's right.
Is it a clone at the end of Angier? Did the real Angier die, or
The real...
did the clones keep dying?
Well, who's the real Angier and who's the clone? Because, I mean, when he first clones himself, the first time ever,
He shoots
that clone. Yes. So then he starts using this and creates the real transporting man. And someone, whoever goes up there, falls through and dies every night. And it's the real Angier. So I guess there is an element of sacrifice there, because the first one knew what he was getting into.
But
And-
that makes me wonder, is it the real Angier killing himself, and then after that it's just clones with his memories that, they
Well,
feel like they're the real Angier?
Whoever gets transported and doesn't die is the clone.
Yeah. So
Or did he put a clone there and he was just like somewhere else, and he's like, I'm not going to sacrifice myself for this trick. I'll sacrifice a clone who has
Yeah.
my memories.
I guess that's something we don't know. And maybe that's why Borden says you don't know real sacrifice, because you were sacrificing clones and not yourself.
So the magic that goes on, all the magic tricks, they're all just illusions. They're
Mhm.
just designed to make it look like mystical, magical stuff.
The illusionist.
But then
Came
when
out at the same time.
David Bowie comes along, who plays Tesla, which I absolutely loved, David Bowie as Tesla.
David
your hats,
David Bowie comes out as his character in Labyrinth.
David Bowie, or Tesla, he literally makes
Magic. Science.
I mean,
yeah.
it's he's cloning people
Yeah.
with this device. So it's not an illusion or a trick or...
And then he does tell Hugh Jackman to destroy it, because he recognizes the evil in the machine.
Look what can be unleashed from this.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
He should have just destroyed it himself.
Should have. But he was paid good money for it.
And then he drank it away. That wasn't in the movie. I just made that up.
Well, we all drink it away.
So, yeah, I think it's one of my favorite movies. No, it is my favorite movie. And I think it's just because there's so many good things about it. And even though it still has a happy ending in the end-ish.
Does it?
Yeah, because even though, I mean, Angier doesn't meet a happy ending. He's dead.
Well, we don't know if there's not another Angier clone out there.
Well,
No,
I mean, we can't just...
I know, we could keep
We assume
digging
based
rabbit
off of
holes
this
forever.
that Angier was killed.
Yeah, I'm
Give it a
pretty
shot.
sure Angier's gone.
But we
Borden.
don't know that there's
Shut
not
up.
another Borden out there.
Shut up. I know.
Maybe they were
Borden,
triplets.
Borden used the machine.
Triplets.
His daughter is one of him.
Takes
Predestination.
Takes
Which
off
reminds
a
me,
wig.
the daughter of Borden
Yeah.
was played by one of Christopher Nolan's children.
Shut up.
No, I'm serious.
No,
Anywho.
I'm serious too.
I'm
Shut
serious.
up.
Shut up. Drink your Mountain Dew. The happy ending is that we're not sponsored, but Mountain Dew, if you want to sponsor us. The happy ending is that Borden goes and raises his daughter. She doesn't have to grow up with Cutter or grow up without any parents. I mean, there's so much tragedy throughout the movie.
And that was actually his daughter,
Yeah.
right? That wasn't like his brother raising his daughter.
No, it's actually his daughter. I believe the one who dies is the one who is in love with Scarlett Johansson's character, which I forgot her name. The one who was in love with Sarah.
Scarlett Johansson, Olivia Winscombe.
Olivia, there we go. The one who loved Olivia, I think, is the one who hangs, because the one who loved Sarah raises his daughter at the end. But yeah, that's like the happy ending, is that Angier gets to raise his daughter. Because there's also a point where one of the Bordens is saying, leave him alone, leave Hugh Jackman alone, let him have his trick, we're done. And then I assume that that's the one who just wants to raise his daughter. He's like, we're done.
Get out of this life.
Yep, we're done.
Yeah.
He has the trick. We cannot figure it out. We're too obsessed. Let's leave it alone.
So what do you think he's thinking in the end when he does figure it out? He goes and he sees, why in the world you would keep all these clones stuck in these water chambers, this huge warehouse full of them.
Yeah.
How many times this trick went on, but why would you do that? Why would you just keep them?
Yeah, why wouldn't you just get rid of him? That's a good question. Maybe it's to remind him of the sacrifice the trick requires.
So Christian Bale.
We're rolling again.
And we're back. You don't know the "and we're back" button, do you?
No, I don't.
That's
No,
not it.
try another one. It won't stop till you stop it.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
And we're back.
That works.
I don't know. No. I have it. I think I have it labeled over there. Doesn't it say?
And we're back.
No. No.
No, none of these are.
No.
I can't.
See that bottom one in the middle?
Yeah. That's not
Never
it.
mind. We're back.
Just start with Christian Bale.
Yeah.
That's
So-
where we'll start.
So Christian Bale, in the end, does find out how Hugh Jackman is doing the magic trick, because he goes into this warehouse and ends up shooting him, right? But he sees all these clones in these tanks all over the place. So then I'm wondering, I wonder what he's thinking. What are you thinking when you walk into this place and you see hundreds and hundreds of Hugh Jackmans? That might be a good title to a song or something. Hundreds and hundreds of Hugh
Hundreds and
Jackmans.
hundreds of Hugh Jackmans.
Anyways, what's going on in his head? I mean, in the end, he shoots him, but what's he thinking?
Did he know how he did the trick at that point, or was that when he figured it out, was when he saw all the
I
clones?
don't remember at what point. I guess I'm thinking he doesn't. So when did Christian Bale figure out how Hugh Jackman was doing the trick, like really doing the trick with the clones?
I don't know that he even cared.
But the reason we're wondering is because he sees all the clones at the end when he shoots them. And
That's probably it.
What was he thinking at that point when he saw a warehouse full of clones?
A warehouse full of Hugh Jackmans.
That's a good band name, Warehouse Full of Clones.
Yeah, I
Write
like
that
it.
down.
So did he already know at that point? So it was like, whatever? Or was that when he figured it out, but he just wasn't affected
But he still
by it?
shoots him. So let's say you're figuring this out and you're looking and it's like, oh my gosh, what is going on here? Or like Nicholas said, he doesn't care because he's just there to shoot Hugh Jackman and everything else is irrelevant.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be pretty... if I was like dead set on shooting someone and then I walked into a warehouse and I saw a bunch of
Hundreds of
him, I would probably... I might turn around and leave, honestly.
I think one thing that's good about The Prestige, the entire movie is set up like a magic trick. So you have the pledge, the turn, the prestige.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And the entire
I mean,
movie is
that's
set
kind
up
of
that
what
way,
Christopher
too.
Nolan does with all of his stuff, right? That one is set up like a magic trick. Memento is set up like you have memory loss.
Yeah, I think each of his movies is set up to make you, the viewer, feel like you are in it and you're experiencing it the same way they do. The Pledge is the introduction of the magic trick, introducing Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale and their rivalry. The Turn is the furthering of their obsession and the price that comes with their obsession. And the Prestige is the twist that one is clones and one is a twin and stuff like that. So I think that's one interesting aspect of the Prestige. I mean, the movie.
Right. That is kind of interesting how there was, on the one side, there was a twin, which kind of a clone.
Kind of a clone, yeah.
And then on the other side, so Christian Bale was kind of the poor man's magician.
Yeah.
And Hugh Jackman, he had money. He was, he could go pay for a clone machine. A lot of people can't do that. But yeah, so you got a twin on one side and you got a clone on the other.
Would you rather be a twin or a clone?
I would probably want a whole bunch of twins that I keep in a water tank in a warehouse. And
Clones?
I'm like the
Twins.
original.
So it's even worse. You're not just killing clones, you're killing your siblings.
Other
Kill 'em a
people.
twin.
You're terrible. I think, yeah, and I think it kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier with Nolan and his films, is that his stories and his characters, even though they're far-fetched, most of us aren't magicians. Or not necessarily far-fetched, but it's like he takes these grand stories and makes them relatable to the viewer.
Right.
Because we all experience ambition, sacrifice, what we're willing to do to achieve greatness.
Right. He's taking these humanistic qualities.
Mm-hmm.
So the characters,
amplifying
even
it.
though they're magicians, and we can't relate to being a magician, but we can relate to the ambition that they have, or the drive, or the desires, those types of things. Yeah.
We can relate to being a clone.
Yeah. So Josh Hartnett was considered for the part of Angier,
Wow.
Hugh Jackman. And David Copperfield, he was a technical advisor. So they got a legitimate
real
magician.
Yeah.
Didn't he? I think he made the moon disappear at one point or something. and it
David
was real.
Copperfield?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a bunch of crazy things.
There may be hundreds and hundreds of David Copperfields,
Oh, you're right.
and we don't know.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, no.
I think why this movie, though, stands out for me compared to other Nolan films is because I feel like in other Nolan films you have someone to root for. And in this one, you're either rooting for both or you're rooting for neither.
Well, I switched.
Yeah,
Who
you
I was
switch
rooting
who you're
for
rooting
switched.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm rooting for neither of them.
So maybe in the end, the person I'm rooting for is Michael Caine.
Yeah, Michael Caine was kind of like the only decent human being. He uses a double. He was the only. He's the only.
He uses a tangerine. Crazy. Michael Caine was Hugh Jackman's assistant in this, and he was
Christian Bale's
Christian Bale's
assistant.
assistant in Batman.
Oh, that's right. Batman Begins.
Patrick Batman.
I failed you.
Of all the Batmans, that's my favorite.
Batman Begins
the
or
one
Dark
with-
Knight?
Where he fights Ra's al Ghul.
Batman Begins.
Batman Begins. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anywho, Prestige, good movie.
Yes. So, anything else to add, or do we want to? What do we do at the end of this? So, let's grade Memento.
Hey, yeah, you guys graded what's it called out of Hugh Jackman's,
Yeah,
right?
let's
And
do
this
Hugh
has
Jackman
Hugh
clones.
Jackman.
Yeah.
How many Hugh Jackman clones do you give this?
Out of 100.
Dead ones or alive ones?
I mean, you can throw in a dead one or two.
Look at how much I sacrificed.
So,
Oh, it's such a good movie. Let's
so
watch it.
Memento, out of 10 or 100?
100 Hugh Jackman
No.
clones.
We have to do How many Lennies? Out of 100 Lennies, how many Lennies do you give?
That's Guy Pearce.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just going to do Guy Pearce.
You have to say it like that.
I can't.
I refuse.
You have to say Lenny.
So 100 out of 100 Guy Pearces for Memento for me, I'm going to give it 75 Guy Pearces.
Literally?
What do you mean,
know
literally?
nothing about anything. How dare you?
I'm going to put you in one of those water tanks.
I hope that Hugh Jackman shoots your fingers off.
So it's getting a 75 from me simply because it's just so confusing
I don't
and
know
so
what's
hard to
going
follow.
on.
Yeah.
You got to watch it when you're not sleepy.
You got to watch it when you're not drunk.
What do you got? How many Lennies do you got for it?
Out of 100 Lennies. I knew that would get you. I give it 94 Lennies.
Yeah.
And a Guy Pearce.
And, that's
Guy Pearce is a Lenny.
Lenny. I give it 94 Lennies and one motel front desk manager.
Nicholas.
I give Memento 95 Lennies out of 100 Lennies. And I give it one Remember Sammy Jenkins.
Oh, yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff, man.
So 94, 95. We probably don't even have to have Nicholas grade Prestige.
I'm gonna give it 100 Hugh Jackmans out of 100 Hugh Jackmans, and I'm gonna give it 100 Christian Bales out of 100 Christian Bales, and I'm gonna give it. He uses a double out of 100. He uses a doubles.
Okay.
It's so good.
So out of 100, Nicholas has graded it 300.
Yep.
Alec.
It's brilliant.
I don't know.
You need to rewatch it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it since I was probably around 10 years old.
That's okay.
So
Give us a 10-year-old grading.
From how I remember it and from how Nicholas describes it to me every day for the last
10 years.
14 years or so, I would say 89 Hugh Jackman clones out of 100.
Okay.
And 2 Borden fingers.
Nice.
Hey, show my bloody finger.
So I'm going 97 Hugh Jackman clones.
There
Wow.
we go. There we go.
97.
Because it is a phenomenal show.
It's so good.
Yeah. All right. Are we feeling good?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do the
All right.
hit it. And we're gone. All right. That's a wrap. It's in the box. It's in the can.
It's in the water tank.
Thanks for listening to My Dad's Movie Podcast. We had a lot of fun creating it, and we hope you enjoyed it.
For more content, please check us out at Facebook and YouTube at My Dad's Movie Podcast, or visit our website, mydadsmoviepodcast.com.
And always, if you'd like to help support us, please check out our Patreon at My Dad's Movie Podcast.
Thanks for listening, everybody.